Hello friends, wishing you are doing good and hoping you are enjoyed my last video. So in today's topic I'll cover how we can create the certificate and what are the different kind of private keys and public keys and how we'll create the CSR file. So we'll move step by step. But prior to that we need some prerequisite. We shall have the OpenSSL and we shall have Java installed in our system. If you don't have the OpenSSL, you just simply go to download OpenSSL. You can just mention download OpenSSL for Windows. So you can download from any site OpenSSL. Once you'll download the SSL OpenSSL, you can keep in any directory, like I kept in my C directory here. Like this is OpenSSL. You just need to extract. I'll show you just simple example how I downloaded downloads. I just simply downloaded and I explore it here and I just copied the OpenSSL folder in my C drive. You can keep in C drive, D drive, wherever you want, but the simple thing is just extract the file. After extracting, just copy the OpenSSL file into any drive. Actually OpenSSL will help you to create the .p12 file, or if you want to create the .key file, and Java will help you to create the .jks file. .jks file will help you if you want to test your HTTPS handshake with the data power. To perform that SL handshake, we need to import the JKS file, or we can import the p12 file as well into your SOAP. So let's move to first step. So let's create the certificate first. And to create the certificate, we'll we can create the certificate in any domain, but I'll prefer in the domain in which you want to use your keys and certificate. Better you can create in that domain, but you can create in any domain. I'll show you how we can export the private keys and public keys. So you can create in any domain. It's not must that you shall have create the keys and certificate in default domain. You can create in any domain. So to create the certificate, what we'll do, we'll search the crypto tools. DataPower provides you tools to create the certificate. So we'll go to crypto tools, and here first is we need to mention the country name. So country name, you need to mention only 2 letters for the country name. Like if you are in US, just mention US. You are in UK, just mention UK. Or in India, just mention India. I'm taking just example. The country name is India. For India, I'll mention IN only. Then you need to mention the state or provision. Province, you just mention the state, like Delhi. You can just mention the name Delhi. Locality, you can mention like New Delhi, anything. And your organization, like we have www.lab.com. We can keep anything. Actually, for example, we are just for training purpose, we are just keeping the name anything here, but for your real environment, like in dev, UAT, and production, you shall keep all these details very carefully. You shall mention the organization name, and the most important part is common name. So as per your manager or your team or your business, you shall mention the common name very carefully, because it does matter in real environment. When anyone will see the certificate, he'll recognize you by your common name. So be very specific while mentioning these steps. So here I'm just, for example, I'm just keeping any name. Organization, like we kept here lab. Here we are keeping the common name www you can keep anything, but in real environment, be specific. Okay, so here you can select the key type. We are selecting here RSA, and the key length is 1024. You can select at 2048 bits or 2096. So depends upon your requirement, you can select the key length as well, and you can select the hash algorithm as well, SHA-1 or SHA-256. So you can select. So here we are just mentioning the file name, lab, and here we can just mention lab test, or we can keep lab, no problem. Here we need to mention the validity period. So validity period 365 is equivalent to 1 year. So if you want to create the set CSR file for 2 years, so you can keep like that 730 days, or you want to create for more years, so multiply this by number of days. And next is, if you want to set a password for this certificate or keys, so you can mention the password here. You can create a for that. As of now, we are just simply creating the certificate. And the next important part is export private key. By default this is disabled, but you have to make it on, because from this CSR we need to export the private key and public key both. So we need to select the export private key. Here you can just mention the object name, lab test, and if you have already any key object, so you can, if you want to use that already existing key object, you can mention the name of that key object. So as of now we are good. So let's click on generate key. So generate an RSA key, pair and CSR, yes. So here you can see the file will be generated in two folders. One is temporary folder and cert folder. So as you can see that private key is generated in your cert folder, this one, and a copy of that is available into your temporary folder. Similar, the CSR file is available in your temporary file, and another is like cert folder. I'll show you where the file is generated. So let's close it. So we are closing it, and we'll go to control panel. Will go, and we need to save the configurations. Save configuration. So we'll see what all files generated here. As they mentioned that two files will be generated in your cert folder. First one is the private key, lab test private key.pam, and second thing is lab test sscert.pam. So PAM, if your file extension is pam.pam file, it could be your private key, or it could be your public key. So PAM is the extension which could be private and public both, and other extension of your private key, that your key could be .key, or it could be .p12, or it could be .pfx. So it depends upon where you are using the key. Data Power provided data power, you need to upload the specific kind of key. For example, if you are creating the identification credential, so there you need to upload your .key, or you can import your .pam file. Similarly, while uploading the certificate, you can upload .pam file, or you can upload a .cr file, .crt file. And like if you are using CMC, so in CMC you need to mention your .pfx file or .p12 file along with the password. So at in different scenario, you need to upload different kind of keys and certificate. So here the thing is that in the cert folder the file is generated, but you can't see the private key. If you click on detail, it will not allow you to see the detail. So if you click, it will show a message that you can't see that file. So If you want to see that file, what we'll do, we'll go to temporary folder, and after generating the certificate, just make sure you need to copy the keys and the public keys into a file, because in between, if your appliance will be restarted, you will not able to store, or you will not able to take a copy of that your private key. In that case, you would need to be able to generate the private key or CSR file again. So uh, just make sure that after creating the certificate, you need to take a copy of your private key and public key. So so here we'll see how we can copy this file. So we'll click here and we'll click on edit. This is if you'll see that file, you can easily see that this is the private key, begin private key, and this is end private key. So what we'll do, we'll copy the complete content of the file. Okay, cancel. We'll go to a text file. Okay. And sometime you'll find that your cursor is the next on the in the next line. So just make sure your cursor shall be on the here after these dots, because sometime if there are some extra space, or so when you will save that file, then that file may be corrupt. So just make sure your file cursor shall be here, no extra space or any character after that. So let's save this file first, and be very careful while copying this private key or the certificate file, because if your private key is corrupted, you will not able to regenerate it if it's not available in your temporary folder. So be very careful while generating this keys file. So let's save it. We'll save the file. The lab PAM file, and we'll keep the extension .pam file, lab PAM file, and we are saving it. Save. Okay, after that we'll close this one and we'll copy the certificate file. So this is our certificate file. We'll click here, edit. So we'll copy. Here you can see that the certificate will start with your begin certificate and end certificate. So let's copy this content. Okay, and we'll create a new file again. Okay, we'll save it. Lab PAM. This is cert file, so we'll just make it that this is PAM file, lab PAM cert.pam file. So this is our certificate file. Okay, save. And we'll do one thing, we can save this file as .cr file as well. So just save as lab cert.cr file and save. Okay, now we'll go back to that folder. See here, now we have the PAM file with us. We have the certificate file, and it's again certificate file, but the extension you can see the .pam file. So let's see what our file contain, the certificate we generated. So as I told you that we generate the CSR file, and it is not signed by any authority. So I'll show you one more thing. Okay, let's close this one. We generated the .csr file as well, so we need to have that file as well. Click here. See here. Yes, this is CSR file. Okay. So here it will, you will see the begin certificate request. So certificate request, this is CSR file. We'll copy the content. Okay. In our real environment, what we need to do, we'll have this CSR file. Let me save this first. lab csr dot csr file. Okay, save. So what we'll do, we'll save this file as .csr file, and we'll share this file with the concerned person, maybe our network team or whoever with the concerned person. Will share that file with them. They'll get signed that file with the authority like VeriSign, Tawate. Uh, there are so many VeriSign who will sign this certificate, and they'll provide you the root, intermediate, and the main certificate. So while creating your identification credential, you need to mention the data power key, the certificate, the intermediate certificate, and the main certificate. So after the certificate will be signed, then only you will get the intermediate and root and main certificate. I'll show you. As of now, our certificate is not signed by any authority. So if we'll see here, that we can see that this is issued by www.lab.com, and it's valid from 2020 to 2022. So we can see that this is valid for 2 years. And if we'll go to details, so in the details we can see that version is v3. Every certificate have a unique serial number. We can see the serial number. We can see what signature algorithm we used, what hash algorithm we used, and we can see that it's valid. It's a value from July 4 to July 2022. Okay, and in the subject we can see this is the common name. As I told you that common name is very important name, so we shall be very specific while creating the common name. As you mentioned the organization, we mentioned the location sorry, state, and the country name. So by clicking on the subject we can see all these details. And the certification path, it will show you only one certificate, this, and you can see that this CA root certificate is not trusted because it is not in the trusted root certificate authority store. So once your certificate will be signed by authority, then you can see in the certification path the root, then intermediate, and then the main certificate. I'll try to download a certificate. Let me see if I can download a certificate, then I'll show you what does it mean. Let's see if I will go, like we are opening ICICI Bank site. Let's see if we are able to extract the certificate. Here if you click here, you can see the certificate. The certificate is valid. Okay, so we'll click on that. See here, this is issued by ICICI Bank itself. Okay, and no, this is issued to ICICI Bank. Okay, so if you'll go to any trusted site, you will see that certificate is available there. And just to make sure that this is the correct site or not, so you can click on the certificate, and you can see that this certificate is issued to ICICI Bank only. And this is issued by whom? This certificate are issued by the DigiCert. Okay, and the validity is from 24 April 2020 to 24 July 2021. So in this case, they are the certificate is generated in April, and they'll expire on July. So we can say that the certificate is valid for 1 year and 3 months. Okay, so it depends upon, you can generate the certificate for 1 year, 2 years, or 1 year 6 months. It depends upon. So, and now in the details we can see that it's a subject. Here the common name, as I told you, it's very important part. And here the organization name. The organization name is ICICI Bank. Okay, the location is Mumbai and state is Maharashtra. Okay, and this is in India. Okay, so by certificate you can find out this site belongs to where. So as we can see that this site is belong to India, and the bank state is Maharashtra and Mumbai. And now the next part is certification path. So here you can see that the root certificate, and this is your intermediate certificate, DigiCert SHA2, and this is your main certificate, ICICIbank.com. So once your certificate will be signed by authority, so after that your structure would be like that. So you can easily see by whom the certificate is signed and what is root, intermediate. And if you want we can just click on here, and if you want to view the certificate, we can view the certificate. That see that DigiCert Global Root CA. So here we can see that this is the root certificate and valid from 6 to 31. Okay, now if you want to see the intermediate certificate, and as you can see here that your main certificate is valid for 1 year for 3 months, but the root certificate this have more validity as compared to your main certificate. And in the intermediate certificate we can see here, if you want to see the certificate, see this is issued to this and issued by whom, and here the validity is different as from the root certificate. So root and intermediate and main may have the different validity, and definitely it will find the different validity from root for root, intermediate and main. So if we'll go here, the main certificate, we'll click on that, so we can see the main this is the main certificate. The certificate is okay, and if you want to extract the certificate, we can extract the certificate as well. I'll show you in later that how we can export the certificate as well. So here just I tell you what kind of certificate we'll able to see and we'll able to get when your certificate is signed by authority. Okay, so let's close this one. So now we have all the files here. In the certificate we have lab CSR file. This is signing certificate request as we saw in the certificate. And next is like the PAM file. This is our PAM file, and this is our lab PAM cert. So this is our private PAM file, and this is our public certificate. Okay, so I shall mention it here so we can easily distinguish between private and the I'll mention that private. Okay, so this is a private PAM file. So now I'll tell you how we can create .key file, .p12 file from OpenSSL. So my OpenSSL, as I told you, this is my OpenSSL. So I'll go to OpenSSL. Now after going to this folder, we'll go to bin. Here you will see the OpenSSL. This is OpenSSL. So for that we need to run the OpenSSL. So click here. So here this is OpenSSL file. So I already have the commands with me. So this is the link also. If you didn't find any place from where you can download the OpenSSL, you can use that link also. So I have mentioned here that we need to open the OpenSSL bin, then we need to click on the OpenSSL exe file as we already did. Now we need to run the below commands. So below commands we just need to make sure that we are on the exact path, and the file is placed in the directory. So here we are keeping lab private PAM. So let's see if we have the same name. We'll go to cert folder again. So here this is our name. We'll copy. So here we'll copy this one. Okay, and here we'll generate a key. Okay, so here we are passing the input would be our private PAM key file, and our output would be our key file. Okay, so let's run this. When we'll create the identification credential and validation credential, at that time I'll show you how we'll import that key file into our identification credential. So let's create the key file first. Okay, so we'll go here, we'll run this file, and we'll run. So it's showing the writing RSA key. So the file has been already generated, so we'll go there and we'll see the file. See, the file is generated now. Okay, now we'll create the .pam file. So to create the PEM file, we have just will create the name as lab p12 file, and we have lab cert. Just check if the name is the same. Okay, we have lab PEM. Okay, we'll rename it, no problem. Lab cert, we'll keep it lab cert. Okay, so we have to get that to generate the .p12 file, we shall have the certificate file. Okay, and we shall have the private PEM file. Okay, and we need to pass some password, because every p12 file .pfx file shall have some password. So we need to pass a password. Here I am keeping this password to generate my p12 file. So let's copy this command. Okay, here we'll run this. Okay, we'll see that that p12 file. See here, just ignore this message unable to write random state. Just go to that folder, you will be able to see that your p12 file has been generated. I'll show you later how we'll use p12 file, but let's create first .jks file, and we'll see here that our p12 file, we can see that output would be our p12 file, and input would be our certificate and our private key .pem file. Just be careful while mentioning the extension of the file. Now to create the .jks file, what we need, we shall have the Java. If you don't have Java installed in your system, you can download Java from the Oracle site and get ready your Java. So I already have Java in my machine, so I'll go to this location, program files Java. So I'll go in my C drive, here the program files, let me see, this I have the Java JRE, and here I have bin. In the bin, let's find key tool. Key tool. So the key tool is available. So what we'll do, we'll go here and we'll write cmd. Okay, cmd. So we can see we are now in the directory of bin. So what we need to run here, we have already the command. So we'll copy this command. So to generate the key store, what we need, we need to mention the name of the jks file, like we are keeping lab.jks file, labjks.jks file, and we need to like a p12 file have a password. So for that jks, we also need to mention the password, and your p12 and your jks file can have different passwords, so they are not dependent to each other. You can keep any password while creating the .p12 or .pfx file. If you have .p12 file, you can save that file as .pfx file as well. And while creating the .jks file, we need to pass your .p12 file. Okay, which we created at just few minutes back. So we'll use that file, and we need to mention the password. Okay, the password belongs to your Java store. Okay, so this one. You can use another tool as well, like an IIB or MQ. I am not sure about. Some MQ or IIB will provide you to create the JKS, and you can find other ways as well that how you can create a JKS file, but I am preferring this way to create the JKS file. So here we need to mention this one. Okay, so it's creating the JKS file, and we can see that it's successfully imported. Okay, so you can ignore rest of the warning. We'll just go there, and we can see here the import command completed and 1 entry is successfully imported, 0 entries failed or cancelled. So you can ignore the warning for the time being, and we'll go back to that folder and we'll see that the file is generated or not. Okay, here we can see that our JKS file is generated now. So as I told you that if your data power is listening on HTTPS, and if you are enabling the client auth and you want to do SSL authentication for the data power, so for that you can just simply go to preferences. I'll cover this topic again when we'll create the HTTPS handler for the data power, but okay, but I'll tell you how we can use this one. Okay, we'll go to browse. We need to go to that location where we have our JKS file. So we'll go here, we'll go to, not where in the D drive. Okay, here we'll go to search, and here is our .jks file. This is our JKS file, and we need to mention the password. If your password will be wrong, the file will not work as intended. So you need to mention the correct password, otherwise the SSL handshake will not work. So we need to, okay, so it will work. Okay, as of now this is the default handler, so for that we don't require, and we don't have the handler, we don't have setting for this port. So I'll show you later when I'll create new videos. I'll tell you for which port we'll create the FSH and how we'll able to see the certificate for that. So let's move to next step. I'll show you how we can import our certificate into browser. For example, if you have Postman and you want to see that your P12 file is created successfully or not, means it contains your certificate or not. So to test that, what we'll do, we'll just click on that P12 file. We can select anyone, current user or the local machine. After doing this, we'll just we'll select the location of that or P12 file. Okay, so we'll move to next. Here we need to mention the password of our .p12 file. Okay, I'll pass the password, and don't forget to click on this checkbox, otherwise you'll not able to export the certificate. Okay, so don't forget to click on this. So now click on next, and here automatically select the certificate store based on the type of the certificate. So you don't need to mention the in which category you want to import your certificate. Automatically it will select that directory and it will import. So we'll go here next. So we can see that this is our file name. File name is P12 file lab12. Okay, and finish. Okay, it's imported successfully. Good. Okay, I'll show you how we can see your certificate. We'll open new tab, and here we'll go to settings, because sometime we created the certificate, we get the .p12 file, but we are not sure that certificate is created successfully or not. So this is the way by which we can check our certificate. So here we'll write manage certificate. So manage security. So these are the managed certificate here. So we just created just few minutes back I created another certificate, but we can see the certificate is available here. So we can see these are the certificate, and the details, we can see the details here, and this is the certificate we created for 2 years. Okay, 2 years, 20 to 22, and now we are sure that our P12 file is created successfully, as we can see the certificate as well, and we can see the certificate as well. Now if you want to export the certificate into a file, simply here just go to details tab, and if you want to see more details, that you can see the certificate details here as well, like what is the subject, its validity. Okay, it's valid for 2 years. Okay, now if you want to copy to a file, okay, next. If you want to export the private key as well, because this is a P12 file from which you are exporting your certificate. So no, if you want to just create this, if you want to just import a certificate only, we shall not import, we shall not export the private key. We shall so we'll not check this, the first option. We'll opt the second option, do not export the private key. because because your certificate is shareable for all, means it will be available for publicly. So we shall never you shall never export your private key into your public certificate. So be very careful while generating your public certificate. So next, so you can select any extension, like if you want to get a certificate as DR encoded binary, or if you want to generate a certificate base 64 encoded. It depends on your requirement, and sometime you have to follow that you need to get a certificate of base 64 encoded only. So you can select as per your requirement. As of now we are using this DR encoded binary. We'll click on next. So we need to mention where we want to save this file. So here we'll go to back again. Here we'll mention the name, location in the cert. We'll left. Okay, automatically it will show this extension. We don't need to mention the extension here because it will save the file as this extension. Okay, so we'll click on this save and next. Okay, give you, it mentioned that export key is no here, so we don't have the private key exported in this certificate. So after that we'll click on finish. Okay, so we'll close this one. Okay, close this one as well. So now we'll go back to our certificate and we can see that the certificate, this lab test certificate is available, and it's the same certificate created here. We'll click on that. We can see that this is the same certificate we have, and this is the certificate. So guys, hope you learn how we can create different kind of certificate, different kind of keys, how we can create .p12 files, .key file, and certificate CSR, and after generating the CSR file, how we can send request to the authority who will sign the certificate. So guys, keep watching our videos. I'll make more videos in terms of admin and the development. And friends, if you still didn't subscribe our channel, please subscribe it so that you will get notification of a newly uploaded video. Thank you friends, for watching us, and stay healthy, keep doing exercise. Thank you friends.